This is Lost Sector Online. So, we've actually covered something similar to this before. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's basically like an online modern military kind of XCOM-y kind of theme. It also kind of has this like wastelandy, Mad Max-y kind of apocalyptic kind of thing going on. So, we're basically constantly on the run. No, not on the run, but fighting with, like, these raider dudes, right? Not the friendly type, as you can see, shooting at us. I mean, like, how rude. So, at a glance, it's not a bad-looking game. If I had to guess... No, I shouldn't. I was going to say, if I had to guess, I'd say it's like a Unity game, but I actually have no idea. But yeah, it looks pretty good, and I like how it kind of zooms into this little action camera. It tries pretty hard to imitate XCOM, but also be its own thing. It takes the good parts of XCOM and then adds their own layer of like of not necessarily freedom, but flexibility, I guess, because you're not restricted to squares on a grid. At least I don't think you are. Like you would be in XCOM. In this, you kind of move freely. But the downside of that is you're not... It doesn't feel as tactical as it possibly could be. It just feels like an action game that is not an action game. Like, it could have been an action game, but then they kind of tried to turn this tactical angle. But anyway, I think the main purpose for that, honestly, is so they can do the online thing, which I didn't actually check out because it's not that much different from the story mode. And also, it takes a long time to really get your mechanics up to the level of player versus player. It'd take a whole lot of time in playing campaign before I'd ever think about going to PvP. But that's supposedly a big selling point. At least I'm 99% certain that there is player versus player, because it's called online, obviously. But otherwise, it controls fairly well. This is all mouse-based, I believe. Is there some keyboarding stuff? Okay. But you don't really control stuff with the keyboard. It's mostly the mouse based. So you move your mouse around, move your character around these environments. It's all restricted by their system called action points. And what action points is that every action, of course, takes points, and you have a set amount. Who has time to read all that? Not me, except I do read it, and I read it really slowly, because I'm pretty sure this is a Russian game, and it's native to Russia, but then they ported it over, but some stuff is like lost in translation, I guess, or at least it's kind of, a lot of it's strangely worded. It doesn't flow very well, so the story is not a hotspot. It does have one though, and it's whatever. I think, what was it? I don't know. This dude Jack that you're with, I'm this little wimpy dude that's at like 5 health. That can barely do any damage to these dudes. And for some reason, this is like really difficult. I don't think that's supposed to be right? But anyway. So I had to go I had to go crawl away or limp away as slowly as possible. I don't believe there's any time-based system, so you can take as long as you want to plan out your moves. And like you saw there, because I didn't have vision of him, he actually disappeared from my sight. I guess I had a last known position kind of thing going on, but otherwise he was not in my line of sight. But I actually really like the AI on this guy. That'd actually be pretty interesting for just like regular bot games, to have like teams of bots face off against each other, but you're one of them, right? Because his AI, he came right to my rescue, right? He was probably just going right to the enemy, but he takes cover, he gets behind things, he attacks when he needs to attack, so that's really cool. So that probably makes the campaign a lot more bearable, to have good AI on your side when I'm like terrible and getting absolutely destroyed. So the initial learning curve, that's a pretty big deal. It could be a make or break it kind of point for some people. But rest assured that it's not too steep. I think it was only about a 30-minute tutorial. Granted, I kind of struggled through that first 30 minutes because the mouse controls were a little bit not I was kind of uncomfortable on them for a while, but then I quickly kind of got used to it. As it turns out, you use the middle mouse button to do like all of your actions. So there we go, the mission's over. Battle. Oh my god, what? We're getting hit by a sniper, dude. He is not a nice man. But this is where I kind of like. I really like how it switches objectives. It's like a simple like kill the radio tower and get out before you die kind of a situation. Now it like midway through, it turns into this like, all right, you gotta watch out for the sniper fire. So like I haven't played a lot of the campaign, but I get the impression that it's actually really good. And even if you don't like or care for the online part, there's still a really great like single player part for you to enjoy. Even if it's not the best written, I do like the scenarios. You also have a base that you can go back to that has all a bunch of people there that give you narrative things. And you have like equipment and items and I believe skills and loot and all the good stuff. So Lost Sector, it's pretty good. And am I stuck here? Or no, I'm just waiting. I wish that was a little bit better. Like, I believe this game is an alpha. There is a lot of uncertainties about this game because there's actually not a whole lot of resources out there to do like research and stuff. And also the game doesn't explain a lot of things that well. But I'm pretty sure it's an alpha, so if it's a little rough around the edges, that's why. Like, that seems a little weird to me, how he was able to shoot me through that cover, but whatever. And also the camera movement's not the best. Look at him. See, like, he gets behind, instead of shooting and standing there, like a dumb AI would, he actually goes and gets behind cover. That's very nice. I like that. So I'm just trying to figure out how to stay alive, but also to kill this dude, right? I can try and get a pot shot off, but it's not going to do much damage. I do hit him, though. I do hit him. So I'm thinking that there's like next to no or very little missing in this game as opposed to XCOM where like an entire mission could live or die by hitting a single shot. It should never come to that, but I mean, I'm saying it's good. But in this game, I don't think that's the case. I think this is more macro strategy instead of like micro battles to win a war. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. He hits the pole right in front of him, and then my dude, shotgun blasts him to the chest. And then we take him down, man. It's the scenario. And then after this, you go back to base, and you, I loot stuff first, which it doesn't really get me a whole lot. But generally, it's pretty good. It's definitely not perfect. I think the production quality across the board could use a lot of work. But I mean, it doesn't really have to. If they can hit a lot of these other points, like the online is a big point, a good campaign is a good point, and you don't necessarily have to have the best graphics, sound design, controls, or anything like that. But, it's pleasant. Not bad.